A common trend going on YouTube right now is to make a documentary on a Minecraft SMP that is either ongoing or is finished. People like Zyphon and the Mr. Epic have made whole careers talking about some of these SMPs, and people love to talk about them. There is Mindcrack, the very first one, Hermitcraft, which is probably the most beloved SMP, SMPLive, the funniest SMP, and its successor, SMP Earth, the most creative SMP. And of course, there is the Dream SMP, the biggest SMP right now and probably ever. There are more that you can probably think of, but those five seem to be the major ones. However, I feel like there is an SMP that barely anyone talks about, yet it is just as big, if not bigger, than all of the ones I just mentioned. Today, I'm going to talk about the Cube SMP, Minecraft's most infamous SMP, and more importantly, where the members of the Cube SMP ended up. The Cube SMP is probably best known not for what happened during the SMP's existence. It is probably better known for where all of its members ended up. Many of the SMP's members have become super successful off of YouTube, but they have all done it in completely different ways. It may be the most diverse SMP ever in terms of present-day content. However, before we can talk about the SMP, let me give a quick summary of the Cube SMP. If you're already familiar with the history of the Cube, just skip to the time on screen right now. But if not, then just continue to watch. In 2013, two YouTubers, Grazer10 and ThinkNoodles, did what many Minecraft YouTubers were doing at the time, and they started a recorded round for Ultra Hardcore. The Ultra Hardcore series was a huge success, and becomes the second biggest recorded round after Mindcrack's. Think and Grazer continued to organize these UHCs each month, and many different creators joined the series, such as DanTDM, BigStar123, IDActivate, and many future members of the Cube. A few months after the UHC began, Grazer10 got an idea. A SMP similar to Mindcrack. ThinkNoodles absolutely hates the idea and does not want to do it. Grazer still wanted to do it, and teamed up with his friend Strawberry Jam to create the Cube SMP, officially launched on November 23rd, 2013. Grazer starting the Cube SMP led to ThinkNoodles cutting ties with him, leaving just 16-year-old Grazer in charge of one of the biggest up-and-coming groups on Minecraft. Grazer could have just let the Cube run out after a couple months and move on, but instead, he kept at it. By the end of 2014, the Cube had grown tremendously, doubling in size and significantly increasing in popularity. However, that is not to say it hadn't had any controversy. The Cube SMP was like many other popular SMPs. There were court cases, PvP events, elections, crazy builds, etc. But the thing that made the Cube Season 1 stand out was all of the drama surrounding it. Each month, new members were constantly being added and removed. Friendships would be broken, regained, and broken again in just a few days. Initially, I was gonna make a video that is a more in-depth look at the Cube, but after reading just the drama from Season 1, I got completely lost. Ultimately, all of the drama that happened didn't matter, as they all made up and are now on good terms, but at the time it was pretty big. If you want a full explanation for all the drama surrounding Season 1, I left a link in the description to a wiki page describing the events of Season 1. But all you really need to know is that it is safe to say that the Cube SMP probably had the most controversy of any SMP, at least publicly. Nevertheless, the Cube was still going strong, and Season 2 rolled around at the end of 2014. The Ultra Hardcore was also still going strong, officially renamed to Cube UHC. It was probably during the first few months of Season 2 that the Cube peaked. They remained drama-free for a record amount of 3 months, and the amount of people on the server had peaked as well. Many of the most infamous moments from Cube UHC happened during this time, such as Jaywong setting a record for the fastest death in the UHC, and an unofficial Cube member Talkio, dominating almost every single season he played in. However, not all things could last, and people began leaving the server again, and some people even got kicked out. By September of 2015, the Cube SMP Season 2 had kind of fizzled out, and it wasn't until March of 2016 where Season 3 began. Season 3 of the Cube divided the players into two sides, the north side and the west side. These two sides would oppose each other and occasionally get into wars. This was a fun premise, but there were a few problems surrounding it. The first problem was that How To Minecraft, another SMP going on at the time, already did this idea, and they had a very similar fanbase to the Cube, even sharing some of their members. The second problem was that all of the good PvPers ended up on the south side, making wars highly anticlimactic. This led to the server dying out much quicker than before, and the people who still played on it would try to ignore the north versus south side debate and try to do their own thing. Some people even started a third side, West Side, which is not involved in any of the wars. The UHCs began to slow down a lot more and decreased in size. The last Cube UHC was on October 31st of 2016, and the Cube SMP ended in November of that year. The Cube SMP was officially dead, and it remained that way for 2.5 years. Now that we got the history of the Cube out of the way, you may be wondering who the members of the Cube really were. With the exception of a few people, I haven't specifically mentioned any of the members in the SMP. That is because the members are the defining aspect of the Cube, and you might recognize a lot of them even if you have no idea that they knew each other. I've organized the members of the Cube into different groups based on where their lives went after the SMP ended. The first and biggest group I want to talk about is the Roblox group. These members of the Cube saw that Minecraft was beginning to die at the end of 2016, and decided to jump ship to Roblox, alienating almost all of their fanbase. However, did the risk pay off? I think they would say so. Throughout 2016 and 2017, members of the Cube would quit Minecraft for Roblox. The members that ended up quitting were PokeDigger1, Tofu Gaming, Creeper Farts, Dfield, Mr. Mitch 361, and Noboom. A lot of other friends of the Cube switched as well, most notably Hyper Darkness and iFanatic, now going by Hyper and Mikey Dude. The sudden switch to Roblox made a lot of their fans unhappy. A lot of these Cube members were also PvP YouTubers, and the Minecraft PvP community is infamous for toxicity. The only game less respected than Minecraft during this time was Roblox, and Minecraft PvP fans, seeing some of the biggest players drop Minecraft for Roblox, felt like a stab in the back. However, a lot of them kept grinding through all the hate. It is honestly incredible where some of them ended up. However, let's first start with the less fortunate ones. Noboom technically wasn't a Roblox channel, but I have him here because he made videos of all of the Roblox guys after the Cube ended, in the form of vlogs. He also made a few joke diss tracks on the Roblox YouTubers. However, his channel has been inactive for the past 18 months, and he seems to have quit YouTube. He is still active on other social media though, and according to him on Twitter, he is just chasing other goals. Mr. Mitch was another one of the Cube members to also switch over to Roblox, but unfortunately for him, his videos never caught on. He uploaded his last video in September of 2018, and has been inactive on social media ever since. Ironically, his last video was titled, "Stuck on a Sinking Ship," which is similar to how his channel was a sinking ship ever since he switched to Roblox. I find it unlikely he'll ever return, but no one really knows. Dfield had a little more success than Mr. Mitch did, but ended up quitting in August of 2019. He is still active on other social media. Out of everybody from the Cube who has quit, I think he has the biggest chance of returning. However, now it's time to talk about the big boys. The previous 3 Cube members I talked about didn't have that much luck with switching over to Roblox, but for the next 3, switching over to Roblox was the best thing that ever happened to them. Creeper Farts, Tofu, and PokeDigger began to blow up off of Roblox, and I mean blow up. They are legitimately some of the biggest Roblox creators ever. While recently their success has died down, they are still doing great. Creeper Farts rebranded himself to Ant and went to 200k subs to 2 million in just 3 years. He also has a second channel called Antster, where he makes Minecraft content, and that channel has over 1 million subs. While he may seem inactive, as he has barely uploaded on his channels the past 4 months, he confirmed on social media he was just taking a break for the summer and that he will be back soon. Tofu went from 20k subscribers to 3.7 million in 3 years off of Roblox, and to this day he is still uploading constantly on 2 channels and getting a ton of views. And lastly, PokeDigger1 rebranded to just Poke, and he has been the most successful Cube member by far, at least publicly. He went from 20k subscribers to 4.6 million subscribers in 3 years, and for years he made Roblox videos on his main channel. In the past few months, he started a second channel for Roblox, which already has over 1 million subscribers, and he has turned his main channel into, for lack of a better term, a Preston ripoff channel. Poke could very well become one of the most successful YouTubers of all time if he just follows the Preston route. Poke, Ant, and Tofu have become massive YouTubers after the Cube. It is crazy that I remember them just 4 years ago, messing around on survival games in front of a few thousand viewers, and now millions of people watch them every day. However, not every Cube member was as lucky. Quite a few of them disappeared after Cube was over. The members who quit entirely and haven't publicly interacted on the internet in months are PatClone, Defect7, Kermit, and Big Money. PatClone quit YouTube a little before the cube ended, and has privated all of his socials after it ended. It is unlikely he will return to the internet soon. Defect7 quit the cube a long time before it ended, and he wasn't even in Season 2. If Defect7 sounds familiar, that is because he is actually the owner of Mindplex. Mindplex was a huge part of the cube, and it was where they did a lot of their UHCs. Besides Defect, Parker Games was also in the cube, and at the time he ran the Mindplex official YouTube account. While he hasn't been active on any social media since 2019, it is very likely he is just committed to trying to keep Mindplex afloat. Kermit quit more recently than the other people here, and it is also possible he could come back to Twitter any day. Kermit is probably the only person here who got popular before the cube started. He was an original member of Team Crafted, and friends of Sky's Minecraft, but had fallen out with him and left before Team Crafted had their own fallen out. Kermit also added his friend Big Money to the server, probably the most elusive member of the cube. He was a member for only 5 weeks, and is also how long his YouTube channel stayed up. His Twitter account also seems to be deleted. All of these members of the cube disappeared from the internet, and while they could come back, I don't know how likely that is, since they don't really have any reason to. There are also a lot of cube members who quit YouTube after the cube, but have remained active on Twitter. These former members include Jaywong, Follow Kevin, and Dulljuice. Dulljuice has abandoned her YouTube name and now just goes by Maddie on Twitter. Similarly, Follow Kevin has rebranded just to Kevin Vieira, but unlike Maddie, Kevin still works in the entertainment industry. In fact, his most recent Twitter post was him driving around in a Porsche with Tanner Fox of all people. Jaywong still goes online as Jaywong, but he doesn't seem like he'll return to YouTube anytime soon. I've linked all 3 of their Twitters in the description below if you want to follow them, along with every other cube member's social media except for Big Money. There are also a handful of cube members who never really quit making content, and still livestream on Twitch. That One Tomahawk, Devin Mines, Kricken, and Biani have all launched Twitch channels in the past few years. Tomahawk quit YouTube after being kicked from the cube, but he returned in 2019, and has been consistently streaming on Twitch ever since. You have probably seen him in events like Minecraft Ultimate. Devin Mines also quit for a while, but has rebranded to Devin T, and also live streams on Twitch. Biani rebranded to Jordan Troyer and has also begun to stream on Twitch. Kricken doesn't stream on Twitch as much as the other 3, but still does occasionally, and is also highly active on Twitter. All 4 of them are still friends, and occasionally do streams with each other. This is a little bit ironic, considering those 4 were probably some of the most controversial figures in the early days of the cube, constantly getting into fights with each other in 2014, and all 4 of them ended up getting kicked out or leaving before Season 3. However, I'm glad they were all able to resolve their differences, and they are still trying to work towards becoming full-out content creators. There was one person in the cube who went off completely solo and did his own thing after it ended, separate from every other member, and that was the Campin' Rusher. I bet most people know Rusher as some guy who played on 2B2T, but he was really known for his Factions Let's Play series. It is probably no exaggeration that he was the biggest Factions YouTuber ever. He played with cube members Mr. Mitch and Child Dolphin, and non-cube members Wild X and Ben Mascot. However, he has since quit Minecraft for Fortnite, and is still doing alright. He is cranking out videos pretty frequently, and is still getting decent views after all these years. Recently, Rusher's friend and former cube member Child Dolphin has come back to YouTube while making this video. He quit the cube in Season 2, and also quit his old YouTube channel to start a vlog channel titled My Life is a Vlog. However, he quit that 2 years ago, and only remained active on Twitter. It remained that way until I started to work on this video. While I was recording, he changed both the Child Dolphin YouTube channel's name and profile. He has rebranded just to Dolph, and according to him on Twitter, he'll be making YouTube videos pretty soon, so we just have to wait and see how his return goes. While many people abandoned the SMP format after the cube, it was still pretty clear that some cube members still wanted to do it, some of which included H-Bomb, Strawberry, Stacy, and Parker. All 4 of them continued to join SMPs after the cube, such as Harmony Hollow, The Avenue, The Deep End, and others. Nowadays, you might know Strawberry and H-Bomb from their appearances in Minecraft Championship. While Strawberry is, admittedly, not very good at the tournament, H-Bomb was one of the best players there. It is crazy how out of all the people to have come from the cube, H-Bomb is now regarded by many as the best PvPer from this group, despite never really doing much PvP compared to other members. H-Bomb has also started to blow up on Twitch from playing the Dream SMP. SMPLive never joined MCC and was only a member of the cube in Season 1. She continued to record with the cube members after she left. She might be most known for her Mindcraft series she had with Grazer 10, where they would do different scavenger hunts in Minecraft. She also had many other popular series like Dogcraft and The Candy Isle. However, in recent months, she has not been as active, and it could be due to Kappa. Stacy Plays was a very, very child-friendly channel, on the same level as Stampy Longnose. Due to Kappa, she is probably playing 2020 safe, so as to not accidentally get her channel deleted. Parker Games has also been quite successful. In fact, he has actually been concerningly successful. Despite putting him in with this group, Parker didn't really do much SMP after the cube, but he still played other games with the people I have in this spot. However, what he is mainly known for is his Disney XD show, Parker Plays. Somehow, he managed to land a spot working for Disney after the cube. And then he joined Steven Suptic and worked on Sugar Pine 7 for a while. And then he went on the Gus and Eddie podcast. Parker has had a pretty exciting career, but right now he is just making gaming videos on his YouTube channel like he did in 2014. You can also book him to speak at your local school for an assembly, so that's cool, I guess. I've previously talked about YouTubers like Dfield and Creeper Farts who are part of the PvP community along with the Cube community. There are other Cube members in that group. When the Cube ended, they continued to play Minecraft PvP, mainly uploaded on Hypixel. The group consisted of Grape Applesauce, Private Fearless, Wahwee, Bessa, Tibsy, and Strawberry Jam. They mainly played Hypixel games like Bed Wars and Murder Mystery. Despite being some of the most popular Hypixel creators at the time, a lot of the PvP community considered them to be overrated, preferring YouTubers like Xhistorio, SuchSpeed, JDodern, and the Spice Lads instead. However, that didn't stop Grape and his friends from befriending some of the more respected players, and joining them in events like United UHC. After 2017, Minecraft started to decline in popularity. Vess, Wahwee, and Tibsy all ended up quitting, although now they're all in different spots. Tibsy quit for good after October of 2018, and seems pretty unlikely to come back, though he is still somewhat active on Twitter. Vess has recently come back to Twitch and has been streaming pretty regularly. Wahwee also came back at the beginning of 2020, and after some random uploads, he has settled in the Osu community of all places. While none of them are at the peak of their popularity, they all seem to be in alright spots right now. Grape and Private Fearless, who rebranded to Eyes and then back to Private Fearless, never stopped uploading Minecraft, but we'll get to them in a minute. For now, let's follow Strawberry Jam, and see where he ended up after Minecraft went downhill.
Hey, we're smoking pot. What's up, boys?
You have been an eventful morning.
It was not that eventful.
It was meant to be a lot more eventful.
It was fucking, you know that limo's not going to be able to get up here, right?
Mitchell just messaged me and said it's stuck. Yeah.
It's stuck.
The driver's trying to figure out how the fuck to get out because he can't get up there. It's a log boy. He's gonna have to reverse all the way out.
This is crazy!
Ryan knows where we are. He's coming with the driver coming to pick us up.
Is that all Ryan? He's the reason why we're here. Fuck Ryan.
He's trying!
Yes, that is Cube SMP member Strawberry Jam, hanging out with anything for views and the Misfits. He goes by Strubber now. You might be a little confused on how someone who used to make videos with Stacy Plays and Roblox YouTubers went on to become the Misfits cameraman. The answer is surprisingly simple. The one and only Ryan P of Australia was friends with some of the Cube members, including Strubber, way before he ever met the Misfits. In fact, Strab isn't the only Cube member who has ties to the Misfits. Hey I'm B, yes the VR chat one, was also in the Cube, although she has since erased all her Cube related videos. Peckett also works for the Misfits now, although Peckett never actually joined the Cube and only was in the UHCs. Lastly, although Jeremy was only ever in one Cube UHC, and didn't play with them much outside that, Jeremy is also worth mentioning here as well. Like Ant and Poke, he has gone down the Roblox rabbit hole, although recently he hasn't been doing as well, since he has begun swearing in his videos. Yes, really. If that wasn't odd enough, the reason I bring up Jeremy is, as previously stated, he wasn't known for recording with the Cube. In 2015, Drummy was known for his Minecraft series with Leafy is here. Yes, Leafy is here, Calvin. The one who is currently banned off of YouTube for bringing up Pokemon's boyfriend one too many times. I think Straub, B, and the other people I talked about being in the cube really shows how far the cube's influence has had. Most of the people I've talked about before you can kind of see making content with each other, if they played the same game. There are family-friendly Roblox YouTubers, family-friendly Fortnite YouTubers, and family-friendly Minecraft YouTubers, etc. But Hey I'm B recorded and being friends with Tofu in 2014, as if Swagger Souls made a Minecraft Let's Play with Flamingo. You would never think that these worlds would collide in a million years, and yet they were friends probably before you even found out about them. Now let's move on to the final members of the Cube SMP. There are two final members of the Cube SMP I have yet to talk about, King Tong and Master G himself, Grazer10. As I've previously stated, some members continue to play SMP after the Cube, like H-Bomb and Strawberry, and King Tong and Grazer also continued playing SMP. All of the ones I've previously stated, like Harmony Hollow, The Deep End, and The Avenue, Grazer and King Tong were in. However, none of their channels are really growing. Grazer stayed at 600k for years, and King Tong stayed at around 200k for years. They remained at zero growth for a while, grinding Minecraft content but to little success. They remained that way for 2.5 years, until May of 2019, when King Tong and Grazer made something brilliant. As previously stated, Cube was not just an SMP but also a UHC. They had ended on season 19. For years, people had been asking for them to make a 20th season to round out the series, and finally their wish came. And the roster was incredible. You had Grazer, King Tong, H-Bomb, Grape Applesauce, Private Fearless, Strebber, Hey I'm B, Stacy, Rusher, Parker, Mr. Mitch, Tomahawk, Dull, and more returning Cube members, some of which hadn't uploaded in years. Not only that, but a lot of non-Cube members joined as well. There's some older players rejoining like The Best Ginger 13, Joey Graceffa, and even Explosive Biscuit, who literally hadn't uploaded a YouTube video since Cube UHC Season 1 had ended. No matter what terms people left on, it seemed like everyone would reunite in this one UHC. However, Cube UHC Season 20 also brought in a lot of new players. While it would be easy to sit here and point out the big ones like Vicstar, Captain Sparkles, there are two players who joined that are very important to the future of Minecraft PvP, Existorio and Shadow Apples. They were invited through their friendship with Grape and Eyes, and quickly became friends with Grazer and King Tong as well. Cube UHC Season 20 wasn't the end of Cube nostalgia, however. SMPLive was becoming huge at the time, and Grazer started up Season 4 of the Cube, although this time it would all be live streamed. They came up with a cool idea called the Wacky Wheel. Once a streamer hit a certain donation, they would have to spin the wheel to receive any of its outcomes. Maybe all of their tools would be turned to stone, maybe they would just receive a firework. The idea was later added to SMPLive itself, where it gained much more popularity. Cube SMP Season 4 had literally dozens of new Cube members, and if I went over all of them we would be here for hours. Plus, Season 4 ended within a few months, and honestly it isn't really noteworthy. However, there are still more Cube reunions to be had. Cube UHC Season 21 started in August of 2019. Little did they know that it was going to change history. Cube UHC Season 21 really wasn't that big. It didn't get many views, and the ending was considered to be very anticlimactic compared to the lava fight you are watching right now. However, it is my belief that this lava fight changed how UHC content was made on YouTube. For years, crazy fights like these were once-in-a-lifetime events. There were rarely ever this many game modes in one game, certainly not enough to cause a fight like this to happen. However, Grazer10, Existorio, King Tong, and a few other people caught on to how fun this fight was. It was all with super OP gear in a really weird biome that was not like a Badline or Hypixel UHC at all. It made them want to experiment more with UHC, which led to Existorio's recorded around United UHC. Existorio had United UHC for a few years, only Season 7 was gonna be different. Not only were players like Grazer10 and King Tong in it, although they had been in it before, this time it was gonna be 1.14. You can make totems of Undyne and Elytras. This led to King Tong making one fateful video titled Minecraft UHC, but I actually craft an Elytra. This video currently has 1.5 million views. That video was not just the most popular video King Tong had in years, it was his most popular video up to that point. Clearly, King Tong was onto something here. Very quickly, Grape Applesauce, Grazer10, Existorio, and Shadow Apples were altering their videos to King Tong's format. and since then things have never been the same. Grape went from 800k to 1.3 million in a year. King Tong went from 200k to 1.7 million in just a year. And Grazer 10 finally broke out of 600k and is currently at 1.9 million subscribers. By the time I finish this video, it could very well be 2 million. Private Fearless hasn't blown up the same way Grape, Grazer, and King Tong have in recent months, but I'm sure if he starts to grind more, he could reach the same level of success. For years, Grazer and King Tong had experienced no growth to capitalize on their recent popularity, and I'm sure that is just the period Private Fearless is going through right now. Grazer 10 and King Tong grinded Minecraft content for years, and while they did have some amount of success, for years they didn't grow at all. They watched as a lot of their friends either dropped Minecraft for another game, or quit YouTube entirely, but they never gave up. They kept on working hard on YouTube, until finally their day came. Now they are some of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers, and by far the biggest UHC players of all time. It is just incredible how they managed to never give up through years of hardship, but really that is what the Cube SMP was. Incredible. Without the Cube, many booming industries on YouTube would have never existed or be totally different. People like Poke and Tofu helped make the Roblox community into what it is today. Without Strubber and B, the Misfits and Associates would be in a very different place. Bruhlie and Grape Applesauce are some of the biggest Hypixel YouTubers during Hypixel's initial peak. The Camp and Rusher innovated both factions and 2B2T gameplay on YouTube. HROM has continued the SMP format, and is currently a part of the biggest SMP ever, Dream SMP. Grazer and King Tong are currently leading the way for ultra hardcore on YouTube. Many members like Tomahawk, Vass, and Cricken are still trying to reach the same levels of success that their fellow Cube members have hit. Even through all the drama and controversy when it first started, the Cube has cemented itself in YouTube's history as the place where dozens of creators started their journey. But most importantly, the Cube SMP was just an SMP, started by some 16-year-old high school junior, just trying to have fun with his friends on YouTube. That is really what YouTube is all about. Not trying to make money or a business, but something you are proud of and want to show the world. And in 2020, 7 years after the Cube originally began, the world has seen the Cube SMP and what it can do. Thank you for watching. Before I end this video, I do have a few things to say. Again, I'd like to thank you all so much for the support on the channel recently. I don't know how many subscribers I'll have by the time this comes out, but I've just hit 200 subscribers as of making this, which is crazy considering a month ago I only had 70. Also, I'd like to thank Banash for making the Cube SMP subscriber history, which was for my video. A link to the full video Banash made will be in the description below. I know I said it last time I wouldn't be making any more documentaries until 2021, and I think I am serious this time. You could probably tell, but my microphone is still pretty bad. I don't want to waste any potential documentaries I make with a bad microphone. I just made this because I realized that both the Cube 7th anniversary and Grazer hitting 2 million subscribers was coming up soon, potentially on the same day. Anyway, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.